since he's just mentioned that, what do you think about a player who's deemed not fit in April?
Nothing to do with me. My players are fit and up and running, and that's all I'm concerned about.
Do you not think it's a bit bizarre though that you get to a point?
Pete, I don't want to discuss other people's players, other people's football clubs. This is our football club. This is what I've spent a year and a half trying to improve this club, and that's all I worry about. I've got enough worries with that.
You've improved the contracts of a couple of the lads with Jonas Olsson and
Gareth.
Gareth.
I think Gareth and Jonas, they've been smashing again this year, and they're the foundation this club has been built on for the past 6 or 7 years. Their attitudes in training around the place and with the younger players has been first class, and it's just reward for them.
Gareth will be older than some of your backroom staff by the time he completes it. I mean, what does it say about him?
Well, his fitness levels are fantastic. When you think he's played a load of games for Northern Ireland as well, coupled with all the games he's played for us, it just shows the level of fitness he's at. And he has to be managed properly and looked after. But now we're pleased with him. Jonas had a bad injury, has come back from that, and has been outstanding in some of the games he's played this year. He needs, again, a good pre-season to get him back to the levels most probably that he was before. But at his age, there's no reason why he can't go on.
A lot of people go with kids and bringing up kids through the academy. Does this show the mix when you can have what will be a 37?
I think we have. I don't think the mix is right at the moment, Peter. And I really do. And we had a big meeting yesterday with the scouting chaps at the football club in respect of looking for younger talent, and we have got to balance that squad off a little bit better than what we have done this year. I think we've got the oldest squad in the league. I think with Jonas and Gareth now signing, we've got a good backbone again, hopefully, to go into next season. Now we need to look for younger, more athletic, talented players
to go straight into the first team. You're talking
Please.
about. So have you spoken? I mean, you've hit that 40-point mark. So this is the sort of time now you sit down with the chairman.
No, wait until the season's finished. Wait until the games are finished, and we'll sit down. Obviously, I'll prepare stuff over the next, what I've done over the past weeks and in the next month. So when we sit down, we can cover everything then.
But you're already identifying the fact that you need young talent. You must have names.
We're identifying players. We're identifying what we need around the training ground. What's necessary to, we've just had a report done on the fitness, the stats, the running stats, what we're good on, what we're not good on, where we've picked up injuries during this season, what months we've picked up injuries, what we can do to improve pre-season. Pre-season was hard this year, and the lads, I think, if you speak to them, have benefited. But can we push that on now to another level? And I've got all that. I've got all that data now. That's all been handed to me this morning, actually, before we've come in here. So, it's really pushing things on and trying to push things on and trying to grow the football club as a football club. And it's stuff that, once we get a little bit closer to the academy, and we've got to do that, we then can filter all this information down to them, and they can work off the basis that the top players are working off as well.
Out of interest, are you looking at young, homegrown, explosive talent, or the foreign market, or both?
Both. I've no qualms about bringing foreign players in. If they're the right foreign players, and Solomon, we did it this year. And if we feel the player has the talent, then obviously you give them the opportunity.
What have you taken away from last week's game against Manchester City?
We played well. We're disappointed. What have I taken away? The fact that I think managers should have calls during the first half and second half on big decisions. And, if we'd have called the one second half, I think we'd have got a penalty. And that would have put us 2-1 up. And they're big decisions, they'll get their game-changing decisions. And they're the decisions that I think we should have a call on. Whether it's 1 or 2 in each half. It takes 30 seconds to do. We know with all the technology we've got around, you can put big advertising stuff up on the boards. Clubs can make money from that. So, I just don't see, why they shouldn't do it. They do it in rugby league and they do it brilliantly. And, for major decisions around the box, things that affect a game of football, that's what we're trying to do. We're not complaining about referees making wrong mistakes and tackles or incidents, that they're always going to do that, and we accept that and understand that. What we get frustrated about is decisions that are game-changing decisions, and they're the ones that we've got to try and eradicate if we possibly can.
What do you think about the referee Kevin Friend taking off a game this week because he'd been to a couple of Leicester matches and this was a Tottenham game? So
yeah, I can understand the feeling. It's coming to that time of the season, and you don't want any cloudiness around it. But I spoke to Kevin a few times. Seems a decent, honest chap, decent lad. So the FA or the league, Lincoln Referees Association have decided to do it. So you go with them. It'll be interesting to see what Kevin thinks.
Yeah, this was mainly led through social media, though. Is there a danger that you let the tail start wagging the dog?
What, you don't think social media actually leads quite a few things today? I think that's part and parcel of the life we live, and then it's up to people to take any notice of it or not. And obviously the Referees Association have done that, and they've done it for a reason. They've done it for the right reason, they think. Like I say, it'd be nice to see what Kev thought about it.
And thoughts about opposition this weekend and how well they've done this season?
Well, they've been absolutely fantastic. To stay in the Premiership, they were most people's favourites to get relegated. They've stayed. They're in a very, very comfortable position in the Premier League, and they're in the semi-final of an FA Cup. So he's had a fantastic season. I don't know him that well. When we played him at Watford, he came over as a very, very decent chap, decent fella, and like I say, we'll be doing our damnedest to try and win the game Saturday. I'm sure he'll have his lads fired up, trying to beat us.
Seems quite a gent, but he goes under the radar, doesn't he? He doesn't make too much noise, any ripples. But yeah, he's had a cracking season.
Yeah, he's done fantastic. Yeah, he's done fantastically well. And like I say, he's still got a lot to play for.
Just out of interest, big celebrations when Bournemouth hit 40 points at home last week? Or?
Oh yeah. Don't worry about that. Everybody in the town. Yeah, it's wonderful. It's a wonderful achievement from Eddie and everybody, and it gives them the opportunity now to put in place again. Every year you stay in the Premiership, the foundation should be laid. There should be, you should have a strategy in place to make sure every next season you get stronger and stronger until after 6-7 years you should be rock solid and you shouldn't really be in a position where you're looking over your shoulder if it's managed properly.